For this video, I'm going to be taking you for a full hotel tour of the SonoHotel by Monreale, located in Orlando, Florida. So now looking back at the channel, I've reviewed about 30-35 hotels located in Central Florida. So I think after all this time, I've developed a pretty good idea of just the landscape of all the different hotels that are available here. So the SonoHotel is kind of a new, but kind of an old offering here on International Drive. It's only been branded as a SonoHotel since May of last year. Prior to that, it was a former Quality Inn. Now, I definitely will give SonoHotel some credit. The exterior of the building has all been freshly renovated and cleaned and painted. And they've basically completely renovated and painted all the interior rooms, at least the ones that are currently open. The renovation crews were still working while I was staying at this hotel. And they had little notices taped up all over the building. Please excuse our dust while we renovate, that type of stuff. And the nice part is I've stayed in hotels that were undergoing renovations before, and they're usually pretty noisy, but the crew that was working on this particular hotel, you'd never know. They were very quiet, and you didn't hear a lot of banging and that kind of stuff. They were just painting the buildings, and that isn't a particularly noisy process as long as they're not using like the machine sprayers. So what are the highlights for this particular hotel? That pool deck. That is a very nice looking pool deck, and the hot tub was also meticulously maintained. So if you're looking for an inexpensive hotel in Orlando with a really nice pool area, this is probably a good option. However, after that, the amenities are kind of thin. It's basically just the pool and the hot tub. Other hotels in the area of similar size also offer like saunas and fitness centers and on-site restaurants and gift shops and all kinds of stuff that is just not here. Now, on the upside, this SonoHotel is currently one of the cheapest hotel rooms in the entire Orlando area. They are super aggressive on pricing. A room here is going to cost you roughly the same price as what you'd pay at one of the really kind of dirty, ugly hotels like the Seralago. So this is a much better option if you're looking for an inexpensive place to stay. I mean, the rooms were very clean and meticulous, and I think they replaced all the beds and all the linens. So it's, even though it's an old facility, it's pretty close to staying at a brand new hotel. Now the location is also wonderful too, being right here on Jamaica Court. You can walk to a flurry of different restaurants and attractions right here on International Drive. It's basically in like the perfect location. But my stay wasn't perfect. Because it's an old hotel, they're using the old air conditioning and heating units in the walls, and they were incredibly noisy and didn't work very well. One of the knobs that controlled the unit was completely broken, and you just kind of had to kind of fiddle with it just to get it to turn on. And I was here in January, and there was a cold front, and it dipped down to like 20 degrees outside. So it was pretty chilly the day I was there, and the heat just flat out didn't work. It just, it was barely blowing any heat. But I mean, 20 degrees Fahrenheit for me is nothing. I mean, I live in Maine now, and that's practically the springtime for us. So I didn't feel like going down to the front desk and complaining and getting a different room. It didn't matter. And cold temperatures don't really affect me. I spent 5 years working for a grocery store in the freezer the entire time, so it just, I'm used to like negative 20, so positive 20 wasn't a big deal. Now, if you have trouble with temperatures and like extreme heat or extreme cold, this might not be the best hotel, because I can't guarantee that those units are going to work for you. Now, I sort of misspoke about not having a restaurant on site. There is a small dining room off to the side of the front lobby, and they do offer a breakfast buffet for a fee. Can't comment on the quality of the food because I didn't try it, and I was there almost a full week, and I never saw a single person ever go inside that dining room, so I don't even know if it's a real thing or not. The rooms do have pretty much every amenity you would expect in a hotel room. Mini fridge, ironing board, closet space, all kinds of stuff, whatever you would think flat screen TV. So where would I rate this on the hierarchy of hotels on International Drive? Well, for the value hotels, I think this is nicer than the monumental Movie Land. It's also nicer than the Travelodge and the Comfort Inn. I don't think the SonoHotel is quite as nice as the Rosen Inn or the Avante Palms. But for the bottom line, I'd say this is probably about a 6 out of 10, a little better than average. If you can get a room for around the $30 I paid per night, then it's definitely a nice option. But it's definitely outclassed by some of its competitors on International Drive. The SonoHotel is probably nicer than about 75% of the hotels on Irlo Bronson Memorial Highway in Kissimmee. If you can get a good deal on the room rate like I did, then it's probably worth it. Thanks for joining me on this hotel tour of the SonoHotel. If you enjoyed this vlog of the Adventure Schmuck, don't forget to like and subscribe.